Hello, lorelings. On this very first episode of the Deadventure Time history vlog, we're going to be discussing a common topic that I've gotten a lot of questions about, and that is the Curse of Tippecanoe. Do you know what the most deadly job in the entire world is? Not just the United States, the entire world. I'll give you a second to think about it and guess. The deadliest job in the entire world is to be President of the United States. That's right. Out of the 45 men who have inhabited the Oval Office, 8 have died. That puts the presidential rate of death on the job at about 18% if Donald Trump makes it to January. Now, does that mean that the presidentiality is a deadly job? Is it dangerous? Some might argue yes because of the stress. Some might argue yes because of presidential assassinations. The answer might be just that presidents tend to be old people. The average age of a president at their first inauguration is about 55 years old, which isn't too old, not too old at all. Now you might ask me, so Emma, why do so many presidents die in office? Is it just a coincidence, or is it a curse? Woo. Every president who has been in office since 1840, on the year's multiple of 20, have died in office. Oh, maybe that's just a coincidence, Emma. Maybe that's... No, it's not, because of the curse.
The Curse of Tippecanoe.
So it all starts with William Henry Harrison, the man who arguably is famous for spending only 28 days in office. On my wall of dead presidents, he's sharing a placard with Martin Van Buren, but there he is, William Henry Harrison, number 9. He was elected to the presidency in 1840. We know who was elected to the presidency in 1860, Abraham Lincoln. And if you don't know what happened to Abraham Lincoln in office, I suggest you go back to school. In 1880, and don't make fun of my art, the people who made these cards messed up, and they put James K. Polk on there twice, so I had to add in James Garfield on my own, who was president in 1880. Shot, assassinated. In the year 1901, McKinley is shot and killed. The assassin's name is Leon Czolgosz, and I'm very proud of myself for being able to pronounce that Polish last name. 1920, Warren G. Harding, not assassinated. Dies of stomach cancer, I think. Another well-known one, 1940, FDR. 1960, John F. Kennedy, shot. Now I know by this point you're doing the math in your head and you think, okay, 1980, let me rack back to my American history education and think who was president in 1980. I'll go ahead and tell you, it was Ronald Reagan. Unless we're on an alternate history timeline, Ronald Reagan did not die in office. To explain why, and to explain why George Bush did not die in office when he was elected in 2000 either, and to pose questions about what will happen in 2020, let's go back to the beginning. Back in the early 19th century, before William Henry Harrison was the president, he was the military general and governor of the Indiana Territory, I think it was. Story goes that William Henry Harrison made a deal, a land deal that would trade some lands in order for some protections on the other lands that the natives were allowed to keep. However, he went back on his deal. Who was surprised? Who was surprised? The natives get upset. Everybody starts fighting. Everybody's killing each other. The American military troops are pulled in and it's an all-out battle. Disclaimer, this part on completely orally passed down. Harrison, the stout military man that he was, goes to kill the chief in order to accomplish a swift victory. And the shaman says, no, no, no. Let him be. Kill me instead. And Harrison You can read more about the Battle of Tippecanoe, in which William Henry Harrison actually gained his fame somewhere else. For now, we're going to fast forward to 30 years later when William Henry Harrison becomes president. He contracts pneumonia, is president for 28 days, and then dies. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln is shot in the head. and dies. In 1880, after yet another brief run as president, the pastor, abolitionist James Garfield is shot at a train station, ends up dying a few months later due to the infection. 1900, William McKinley at the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo in 1901, shot by an anarchist. 1920, Warren Harding, medical issues, not an assassin. 1940, FDR. 1960, JFK. Then we get to 1980. Ronald Reagan died in 2004, I want to say. I was alive and remember that. Here's my theories on Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was supposed to die from the Curse of Tippecanoe, which struck every president every 20 years since 1840. Ronald Reagan did not die. There was an assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan, and he went into the hospital. Arguably, modern medical advancements that the Curse of Tippecanoe could not have foreseen in 1809 saved his life. Here is where the options of the theory begin to diverge into multi-parts. Ronald Reagan, either by not dying, broke the curse, saving the rest of the American presidents elected every year after a multiple of 20, or he just did not die due to the curse because of medicine. So I know what you're gonna say, Emma, but of course he had to break the curse if the curse is a thing, because in 2000s George Bush didn't die. Here's my theory on that. Not a lot of people who are in my generation, at least, who barely remember the Bush campaign or the Bush inauguration, that era, know that Al Gore actually won the popular vote. That was one of the only few times in American history where the president did not win the popular vote, which means the majority of votes counted, but they did win the electoral vote, and the electoral vote is what matters when you want to be president. George Bush won the electoral vote. Al Gore won the popular vote. Perhaps the curse in its vaguity and anonymity thought that maybe the person who won the popular vote was supposed to be president. As in, we are a democracy, the people are the sovereign, shouldn't it be the people who put in power the president? The people said Al Gore, so if Al Gore had been president, which the curse might rightfully think that he ought to have been, it's possible that Al Gore would have died as a president. However, George Bush, not being elected upon the popular vote, did not die in office. Either that or Reagan broke the curse 20 years earlier, which brings us to where we are today. 2020. This is the time in which we will see if the Curse of Tippecanoe is A, real? I guess we can't prove that, but we'll see if there's some sort of validity to this every 20-year measurement that we've been doing. Or we might be able to see if Reagan actually did break the curse, leaving no more American presidents vulnerable. Now, I know this is a statistical and research nightmare, right? We've got, how many data points is that?
40, 60, 80, 20, 40, 60.
7? We've got 7 data points. And most of the history of the curse is an oral tradition that was passed down, and most of the subsequent ideologies based on the curse are theoretical. Here's the end. Now that you have the brief summary of the Curse of Tippecanoe, Joe Biden won the popular vote and the electoral vote and will be president in a year that is a multiple of 20. This video was brought to you by me and my wall of presidents. Thank you for watching. Hope you're not afraid. Thank you for voting. I hope to make more of these videos in the future. Goodbye, Lorelings.